Possum and the Peeper. Words and pictures by Ann Hunter. So there's Possum. Do you remember him? He decorated his little home and with berries, and he brought treats, and he invited all his friends. Well, that was in the fall. Now it is springtime. Let's see what he does now. Possum and the Peeper. I wonder if that's the Peeper. Looks like a bird. Possum and the Peeper. Thanks. Oh, you guys remember last time we left him, he was getting ready to hibernate. Looks like he's getting ready to wake up. See, his little eyes are open. Peep, peep, peep. Possum opened one small eye. What was that noise? He buried his head deeper in his warm winter nest. I don't think he wants to get up. I feel like that sometimes when my bed is all warm and toasty. Don't want to wake up. Look at this picture. I can tell it is springtime. Look, there's little leaves on the branches. And there's flowers and green grass. All the snow is melted. Let's read. Peep, peep, peep. I'll never get back to sleep with all that racket, he said. I'm going to go out and find out who's being so inconsiderate so early in the morning. Possum stepped out into the cool green morning. Oh, there he is coming out. Oh, he's looking up into the tree. Oh, I see a nest. Oh, there's a bird, and they have little twigs in their beaks. Maybe they're building the nest. Oh, I see a butterfly. Nice. Daffodils. Peep, peep, peep. Possum looked up. A pair of catbirds were building their nest high in the tree among the new leaves. A catbird? That just must be its name. And there's a pair of them. That means two. Doesn't look like a cat. Is that you peeping up there? Demanded Possum. Not us, said the catbirds. We can scarcely hear ourselves sing with all that clamor. Wow, look at all of that. Well, I'm going to go and see for myself who's making such a awful din. A din is a long continuous sound. So what's the sound that he's hearing? He's hearing peep, peep, peep. So it wasn't the catbirds. Trees can't make that kind of noise. Oh, but the springtime sure is beautiful. Look at all those trees. We'll come too, said the catbirds. We can search high in the trees while you look low on the ground. They set off through the woods. Possum stopped to sniff the trout lilies blooming along the path. Beep, beep, beep. They followed the noise up the hill. Do you think it's this guy? The cricket? Maybe that's a clue. Oh, that looks like a grumpy bear. At the crest of the hill stood a bear, blinking blearily outside his cave. Who woke me up from my warm winter sleep? He snarled, showing his long white teeth. Was it you? He said, spying Possum. No, said Possum, but we are on our way to find out who it was. I had better come along then, growled the bear. You may need someone of my size when you find this fellow. Bear and Possum. I guess the bear's going to join them. They continued over the hill. the catbirds flying overhead, the bear grumbling along behind. The spring sun shone down warm on their feathers and fur. Beep, beep, beep. The sound was getting louder and louder. Why do you think it's getting louder? Maybe they're getting closer. They came down to a marsh where they saw a muskrat spring cleaning his house. "Excuse us," shouted Possum. "Have you been peeping?" "What?" yelled the muskrat. "I can't hear you over all that noise." "Well, we're on our way to put a stop to it once and for all," said the bear. "Oh, he is grumpy, isn't he?" said the bear. "If you could show us the way through this swamp." I see something. It's a turtle basking in the sun. Do you think he's making the noise? How about the dragonfly? How about the fish? I don't think so either. They pressed on, following the muskrat, see his tail, peering between new green shoots and into dark pools, closer and closer, louder and louder. I see the bears following too. You see his big claws. There's Peep, or not Peep, but Possum. And there's the muskrat. And the catbirds are probably flying above. And look at the fishes being curious. Hey, you guys see the artwork in this page? Kind of reminds me of the story we read about the owls. See the little X's that they made with the black? That's called cross-hatching. Look it, they used a pen and made all those black X's to give texture to their art. See the possum's fur? See the black lines? It's pretty cool, huh? Let's see. Wow. Possum pushed aside some reeds. I wonder what they're going to find on the other side that's making all this noise. The birds are curious. Oh, the bear looks like he's ready to pounce. Oh my goodness, let's see. They found it. Everyone's staring at the same little guy. Should we zoom in and see who it is? What is that little thing? Looks like a rock. What is it? Aha! They cried, squinting at a small spot on the bank. How could such a speck of a thing make such a huge racket? Asked the bear. You have woken up the entire forest, said Possum. The little Peeper looked up from the possum to the muskrat to the catbirds and finally to the bear. Then he puffed out his tiny throat. Oh, this little guy's making all that noise? How is that even possible? Look what he did to his throat. Whoa. Rise and shine, he shouted. Shake a leg, build your nest, and clean your burrows. It's spring, it's spring, it's spring. The bear stepped closer to the little frog and he growled. I don't like to be awakened so early in the year, especially, he added, by a frog. Oh, but look at the beautiful spring flowers, cried the Peeper, and sniff the good spring smells. How could you want to sleep through such a glorious spring? day. The animals looked around at the budding trees. They smelled the blooming flowers. They felt the warm sun shining. They listened to the buzzing bees and the warbling birds. Legs stretched and bellies rumbled. It was true, quite true. No one could deny that it was a fine thing indeed to be out and about on the first warm day of spring. Oh, what are they getting ready to do? What's Bear doing? Is he tying a bib around his neck? Is he going to, are they going to, what is that they're going to eat, guys? There's nothing quite like a good walk on a spring morning, proclaimed Possum. Won't you join us for a little breakfast, Peeper? But the spring Peeper was already peeping again at the top of his lungs. Time for breakfast, toast, and tea. The early bird gets the worm. Beep, beep, beep. Looks like the birds have joined in making noise. And the muskrat is about to enjoy some nice worms. And Bear's so hungry, he doesn't care what he gets. He's so hungry. I wonder if they all like to eat those wormy slug things. Peep, peep, peep! Look at, they're all enjoying the spring together. What are they doing? I think they are fishing. Do real animals fish with fishing rods? No, but we know that real bears do enjoy eating fish. We learned about that, remember? But do they tie bibs around their neck? No. So in the last book we read, Possum wanted everyone to have a fall harvest soiree, a party for the fall. But nobody else was ready for the idea. And in this story, it was the little Peeper frog who wanted to have a celebration of spring, and nobody else was ready. But in the end, I think they were all ready. Springtime. It's supposed to be a beautiful week. Go out and enjoy some sunshine. Stay away from others, though. All right. Love you. Miss you. Bye.